table. Practice problem 3. What will be the height of the tide at Gargathy Neck, VA at 1800 DST, ZD plus 4 on 16 August 1983? Excellent. Let's get our information here. So we want the height of tide. We're looking for the height of the tide at Gargathy Neck, VA. Gargathy Neck, VA. 1800 DST at 1800 DST, daylight savings time. We'll add an hour to our time correction for this. 16 August. Good. So we want the height of the tide at Gargathy Neck, VA at 1800 daylight savings time, 16th of August. First thing we do is jump into our tide tables. We're going to the index. Here we are. And we're looking for Gargathy Neck, so into the G's. L, M, N, O, P, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, G, G, A, R, Gargathy Neck, 1930. So I just throw it up here. 1930. Don't get that confused with your time of 1800 DST. And now we find this number in our table 2. So we keep flipping towards the beginning of the book. You'll notice we get these numbers. We're looking for 1930, 2433, 1918, 17, good, 18, good. We're on this page. So I'll get our straight edge, 1928, 1930, Gargathy Neck. Now here's our differences. If we follow it up, we get the reference station. Let's set this problem up. We need our reference station. What's that? And that's going to be Sandy Hook. Page what? Page 64. Okay, that's our reference station. And we're going to need our differences for the time high, difference time low, difference height high, difference height low. Okay, so differences. We got our differences for the time of the high, time of the low, and the height of the high, and the height of the low. Okay, good. Now we're set up. So 1930 Gargathy Neck, 1930 Gargathy Neck. Here we are. And we're going to record these straight across. So 1 hour and 5 minutes plus 105 plus 56 minutes. And then our heights minus 1.6 and low is 0, 0. Good. This is daylight savings time. So what do? We add an hour to our time corrections for daylight savings time. Do this right away so you don't forget. It can surely mess you up. 6 plus 0, 6. 5 and 0 is 5. Now we're 1 hour 56 minutes. 5, 0. Now we're 2 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, we have this information, and we can go to Sandy Hook on page 64. There's our page numbers. It's an excerpt, so it jumps around. 88, 56, 64. Here we are. We're looking for 16th of August. So here on page 64, it starts Sandy Hook, and it starts January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Here we are, and we're looking for August 16th from the problem. So it goes down to 15, here's 16 right at the top. And now our chore is to figure out this 1800 DST, where does it lie? This one looks pretty obvious. 1411 and 2044. Yes, 1800 is between there. And we need to consider our time correction. So the high is 205. right? So 1411, you can see it's 4.9, it's the high. 1411 plus about 2 hours is 16. And so yes, that is still below 18 and the other is still above. So here we are, 1411, 2044. We record those. 1411 is 4.9. 1411 is 4.9 and 2044 is 0.7. 2044 is 0.7. Now we can plug and chug some of these numbers and get what we need to enter table 3. Let's start with our heights. Here's 1411 is 4.9. This 4.9 is a high tide. So we're right here, 4.9, and 0.7 is a low. Okay, so 0 from 0.7 is just 0.7. And 1.6 from 4.9, we need to subtract 1.6 from 4.9 because the height is minus 1.6 feet from 4.9. So I'm just going to, this is hard for me to do, so I'm just going to set it up like minus 1.6 down here. It makes it easier. 9 minus 6 is 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, that's better. And now we need the range of the tide height. The range equals the high minus the low, right? 3.3 minus 0.7, the difference between these two. Good. So we're going to have to borrow here 2. That makes this a 13 and 7, that's 6. 2 minus 0. 2.6 is the range of our tide. Now let's cruise over here and calculate our times. So 1411 is a high. Means it goes here. And 2044 is a low. Let's calculate this high. So 5 and 1 is 6. 0 and 1 is just 1. 2 and 4 is 6 and 1. 1611 for the high. Now let's do the low. 6 and 4 is 10. Carry that 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So be careful here. This is 100 minutes. 20 and 1 plus 0 is good. 21, 100. That doesn't look right, does it? We can only have no more than 59 minutes here. So if we take 60 out, give it another hour, that's 22:40. Good. Now we need to find the duration of tide from high to low. The duration equals the big one minus the small one. So 22:40 minus 16:16. All right, 40 minus 16, we're going to borrow from here. Make that a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, can't take 6 from 2. We're going to borrow 1. That makes 12 minus 6 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. So our duration is 6 hours and 26 minutes. Now, the last piece we need to figure out before we enter table 3 is time from nearest. So the time from nearest max tide. And are we closer? Our 1800, the DST has been considered. So our 1800, is it closer to 1616 or 2240? Well, just from looking at it, 1616 looks closer. If you get 16, 17, 18, that's only 2 hours and a little. Whereas 2240, that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's more like 4 hours. So we're closer to a high tide. So time from nearest high in this case. And how do we calculate that? We do our 1800 minus 1616. What's that equal? Well, we're going to have to borrow. That will become a 7. And we're going to borrow 60. But if I were to write 60, I still can't take 6 from 0. So I'm going to just 50 and 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. And then 7 minus 6 is 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So we are 1 hour and 44 minutes from the nearest high. Good. Let's enter into table 3. Now we have everything we need to get into table 3. Flip into the book. Again, this folded page 239, where table 3 resides. And we enter into table 3. Duration of rise or fall. Good. That's where we enter this table. And we said duration was 624. We cruise up this left. 620, 644, 6. We're 624. We're closest to 620. And then time from nearest high or low water. That's these numbers. And what was our time from nearest high or low? Time from nearest high, 144. 140. Yeah, that's good. So now we're in this column. We cruise down this column, and a second straight edge comes in handy here because we need to enter in range of tide. Good. Our range, 2.6. So this column here, 2.5, that's going to be our closest. And where they intersect is 0.4 feet. That is the correction. So 0.4 feet. All right. Well, because we're from the nearest high, you can't go higher than the high, so we are going down, right? This correction is going to be down from the high, which we calculated 3.3. So 3.3 minus 0.4. Can't take 4 from 3. We borrow 2. 13, 9. 2.9 feet is the height of the tide at Gargathy Neck, VA 18 DST. Let's check. Number 3, there's one, B, 2.9. And we can double check. B, we got 3 is B. We got the correct answer. Be patient with these. Take your time. Just keep chugging along and you'll get them. See you on practice problem 4.